Good morning, YouTube. Josh here, J Stottlemyre 1 channel, with two new Babe Ruth cards to share with you guys. A little bit of details on the image represented in these two cards, and some other sets that these images can be found on off the top of my head, and just a little bit of information on where this photo had come from. As you can see in front of us, we're looking at a 1922 American Caramel E120 Babe Ruth that we'll look at more detail in a moment, and a 1922 E121 American Caramel Babe Ruth. This is known as the holding the ball pose. The 1922 E120 is a pretty tough card. Both these are relatively rare. In all graders, found that there's less than 100, I believe 84 and 83 known in the big graders. The E120 was a REA win recently for me. I was really excited to have the card. It's just a beautiful image with a ornate type background, as you can see, and a very, very high quality example of this card. These cards often were pasted into an album that was sent that you could have to depict and show the whole set in. I love the back on this as well. You know, these were produced in Lancaster, PA, and as you can see, includes a team checklist of each player on the team. Some big names there as well. Ruth, home run Baker. If you know the story behind Carl Mays, it's an interesting story. If not, Carl Mays is definitely one to look up. Wally Pipp, which is the fellow that Lou Gehrig had taken his place when he started his Iron Man streak. Like I said, it's a little different back as opposed to these. Most of these backs are, like I said, generally destroyed, whereas these were pasted and put into albums. So the condition on his cards are really outstanding, and really happy to have this example. And it's a card I've been looking for in a way. And as you can see, it has really stark contrast. Well-centered for the issue, and a really, really beautiful image of Ruth. The image we'll be talking about a little bit later. Next up was a huge upgrade for my E121 Caramel Babe Ruth run. I had the entire run. I had this card in a one that had a nice picture, but it wasn't an example that was going to be in my collection forever. But it was a really, really tough card to find and pick up. And this is an outstanding example. It shows a lot better outside the corners than just a three, with a really, really vivid image. Clean back, as you can see. The set consists of 120 of the leading baseball stars. And this was also produced in Lancaster, in New York, and Pennsylvania by the American Caramel Company. Now, this is a very, very popular Babe Ruth image. This image can be found on other sets, including the W573 strip set, the 1922 exhibit, also on the 1923 W572, I believe, or I'll have to look that up, and also on the Canadian version, Nielsen chocolate cards. And this picture is actually a cropped photo originated with Ruth taking a photo with champion surfcaster Harold Lentz. There was a challenge issued to the world champion caster Harold to beat Babe Ruth's home run distance, where Babe Ruth had hit a 470 feet home run, and Harold Lentz come out to the field and was able to cast up to 440 feet with his fly rod. So it's kind of interesting, and of course he's, as you can see, edited out or cropped out of the picture, if you will. But that's kind of the story behind that. And that took place in 1921, and then was shown on several of these cards that I'd spoke of above. But like I said, I'm just really, really thrilled to have both of these images, both auction house pickups. They both look really, really great in the SGC holder. Like I said, two 1922 early example Ruths that I'm really, really, really proud to have. This just really highlights my was one of the highlights of my E121 run. I now have the E121s in a grade of 3 with this throwing pose, the ball in hand to 3, a 2.5 with a montage, and I have the Ruth with bird and a really, really outstanding PSA 1. I may upgrade one day, but it's a really nice example for the grade. And as you can see with the E120 and a grade of 2, the ornate background is very beautiful. And the centering on these cards for these issues, they're normally centering is atrocious, and these are really, really fine examples. But that's a little background information on the photo shown, some updates to my Babe Ruth collection, and I want to get some new content out for you guys. And as usual, I appreciate you taking the time and taking a look at some cards with me, and enjoy your day.